This is a demonstration for automated Essentia in Thaumcraft, and I'll just give an example for it. So let's say we're making a focus. It requires RM, and it'll take 5 from this Essentia jar setup, but it will still refill it after. So let's see which one's taking it. Vitreous. It took 20, but it's automatically being filled. And it's because of the setup up here, which causes it. There's some texture glitches right now, but these are basically constructors and readers. And what happens is, just say this is vinculum, and it'll place a vinculum with the constructor, and then the comparator will detect if the jar is not full, and when it does, it sends a signal to the reader, which then goes into this writer over here and sends a signal into this redstone, which is an OR gate, which then powers a redstone pulse for a mechanical miner, which breaks it if it's at 0. So let's do an example real quick. So let's say I've used up all the vinculum for our Essentia setup. This would be at 0, so let's just replace this real quick. Well, okay, well, because I just took it out, it detected that there was 0 and tried to break the previous one. That's why it spawned 2 of them. But yeah, essentially it would just break it and replace it with another vinculum jar. So how I automated this process was by actually making all the Essentia in another location, so the rift would not build up in this area, or the flux, I guess you'd say. So let's go take a look at that. I built the Essentia setup in the end because all the rifts I found out would spawn below like a certain y-axis. So this is like a pretty far y-axis, so I think it's 80. Yeah, it's around 86, which then all the rifts will be spawned at the bottom. And how it works is, just say for aqua, I found like a pure aqua distillation, which is water bottles, and I automated the waters by making it go into the Essentia smeltery. And then once the Essentia is being smelted, it goes into a water jar, and it sits there at 250 and sends a signal when it's full to a relay and sends it to a reader. So it's okay. It's kind of weird, but it sends it to an AND gate and another location in this setup right here, which then detects if the ME system has 0 of the Essentia, and the Essentia for the setup is full, it'll send an AND gate and replace the current Essentia setup. Essentia jar, I guess you'd say. So these are like multi Essentia distilleries. So here I've been crafting diamond boots, which gives greed, protection, and vitreous. I think that's vitreous. But the point is that it distills into the 3 types of Essentia, and each of them sends a signal out. But then let's just say I've used up all the greed in this setup. It would still produce greed because of this AND signal that requires all of the warded jars to be full for it to turn off, which is set by this Essentia valve. It's kind of complicated to, not really that complicated, but it's just kind of weird describing how all of this works, but it's like fairly doable and definitely possible. This is a different setup, by the way, but I have every single type of Essentia set up like this, so I don't really have to worry about well, making Essentia, I guess, anymore. But yeah, um, so yeah, that's basically just a way to automate Essentia. If you have like any questions, you can just link it down below, and I'll do my best to answer it. So, yeah.